No, not necessarily. You ready? All right. Welcome back to the Backseat Critics. My name is Andrew.
Okay, you ruined it, actually, because technically we're supposed to say what we're going to review first, and you didn't do that because that's what you wanted to do for cold openings, but no, you just wanted to dive right in, but that's okay.
It's going to be so weird when I cut all of this out.
Yeah, sure. Anyways.
All right. This is a podcast where we review movies that you should steer clear of, and today we're talking about 2015's The Last Witch Hunter.
Dun, dun, dun.
A fantasy action movie directed by Breck Eisner.
Dun, dun, dun.
Written by Corey Goodman, Matt Savama, Burke Sharpless, and based on the Dungeons and Dragons campaigns of Vin Diesel's Melkor the Witch Hunter.
Dun, dun, dun.
Those are some wiki facts for you. Wicca whoa!
What if somebody actually edited those? You know, because you know how you could do that in Wiki? Or can you not do that anymore?
You can. I believe it's vetted, though. Like, it's a little bit more...
They've actually done their research. Like,
yeah, you have to have, like, sources for it, or
so I can't
don't quote me on this, but I believe if you make an edit or a change and you don't have a source for it, it's removed. I think it's like 30 or 60 days out.
So I can't go on there and say Andrew has a fifth nipple anymore, and that be just factual.
Andrew Garfield?
Sure. You know, the Andrew from the Backseat Critics.
Fifth?
Yeah. That took you a second.
Why don't you introduce yourself for the audience there?
Oh, I'm RJ. So
fantastic. This movie. We're gonna start off. This movie is a movie.
Congratulations! I'm so happy that
they've met the requirements.
2 hours.
Yeah,
it's a little over. It's not even 2 hours. It's an hour and 46.
You know, let's cut to the chase. 1 minute summary.
Oh wow! First you take the intro, then you point at me to do a 1 minute summary.
Yeah.
All right. Am I going?
And go.
So, Mr. Vin Diesel is a witch hunter. He gets cursed, and now he gets cursed by a witch where he can't die. And so he spends the rest of his life trying to hunt a witch. The witch that cursed him comes back to life 800 years later and tries to kill him, uncurses him, and Vin Diesel saves the day and still kills her. Yes, that's exactly what happens.
You've still got 30 seconds left, my guy.
I just want to take this time to say thank you to Rob for believing in me. Koss, keep being Koss. Tay, Andrew misses you. If you're listening to this episode, which I know you're not, shout out to the Beach Bums Never Die. Rip City Apparel, we love you.
Oh no, isn't it a City Apparel and Design?
City Apparel and Design, we love you.
Yeah, you got a new
Art
website
by
up.
Ayla, check it out. Disney on a Dime, you guys are great. August Keller writes, also great. Am I past the minute yet?
You are.
Okay, fantastic.
And shout out to me for just being me and cool.
You do the shameless plug there. Is that a shameless plug?
Yeah. I'm not even going to follow through with it.
Because you're like, oh, crap. You caught me.
It got weird. So apparently this witch queen started the Black Plague.
Supposedly. I don't even know what kind of Black Plague was she starting, because this one has like a lot of swarms of bugs. I guess there probably was a lot of bugs around during that time period.
Yeah.
But she had a fascination with bugs.
Yeah, no, like this is supposed to be like the plague, like the bubonic plague.
Oh, I know. I think.
I feel like this is more like correlation than causation. She said some weird words and then a plague happened, but there's really no connection between the two. She's just claiming credit.
Yeah.
She's just out there just like, yeah, the plague. I definitely did that. Yeah. You know, Joan of Arc murdered? Yeah. I did that too. I put a curse on her. You know, I've got a girlfriend in another state. Like this is what the witch is doing. This is where she's operating.
She weighs as much as a duck.
She does weigh as much as a duck. and she doesn't burn.
Yeah. She does. Her heart doesn't burn.
Yeah, her heart does not burn, as we find out.
Because I think you saw in the beginning it burns. Like after they do the flashback, they find out that her heart burns and that they actually save the heart in the end, you know, to bring her back.
Yeah.
Because that's all you really need is just her heart. Not her eyes or her face, just a beating heart.
Just a beating heart.
That's all you need.
Interesting choice.
Just have a beating heart.
Just a beating heart. Like that's the villain of the movie.
The beating heart.
The beating heart.
That has a curse over, not a curse, but I guess a grip over Elijah Wood, whose parents were witches.
Right. My question is, how deep does this cult following go for witches 700 years later to still just be like, yeah, we're going to praise her. We're gonna do a little seance. We're gonna make sure that she's coming back, and that New York City becomes the set of I Am Legend.
So you think that they could have done a second movie of this then, where they could have gone into multiple others?
They are working on one.
Are they really?
They're working on a sequel.
Is Vin Diesel even gonna play it?
I hope not.
You know.
Okay, no. First off, let's swap the actors.
Swap the actors.
Yeah, who are you swapping?
Ooh.
Who are you swapping with? I'll tell you what, I'll go first.
Okay.
I was thinking about this while we were watching the movie because Vin Diesel does not have the charisma. Weirdly enough, the most acting he did is when he was back and forth with Michael Caine.
Okay.
I felt like the rest of it, he was just like dry and like generally just uninterested. But for somebody to be kind of interesting in this movie, they're going to be wild. They're going to be loud. They're going to be bald. I'm going to go with Samuel Jackson.
He might be too old.
When this came out?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, he can still do it.
I don't know if
We still have Sylvester Stallone running. Look at the Expendable movies and tell me that Samuel Jackson is too old. What stunts and action scenes did Vin Diesel do in here that a young person?
See, here's the thing, though. Sylvester Stallone is Rocky. He's a Italian stallion.
So
you can't. He is going to be doing stunts till the day he dies. Samuel, I don't know. I just feel like he's just too old for the role.
There's like a 10, 15 year difference between them. That's not much. How old do you think Vin Diesel is?
He's probably in his mid-50s now.
Yeah. No, but Samuel Jackson could pull it off.
No. You know what? I don't think
Why are you being a party pooper?
I just see him in those commercials with Spike Lee and Charles Barkley. I just don't think he's doing it. I think he's too worried about his credit cards.
I'm thinking, what is Vin Diesel worried about here? Because clearly it's not acting.
Give me, you know what? If I'm going to change him out, I think there's only one actor that I'd change him out for.
Okay.
A shaved John Travolta.
No.
Yes.
Really, you're saying John Travolta?
John Travolta.
But let me get this straight. Samuel Jackson too old.
Too old. I want John Travolta, who's probably the same age as Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, we're gonna fact check that. Yeah.
Same age.
Yeah.
But I'd probably, if we're gonna go that route, I'd probably go John Travolta. But that's not my pick to change out.
Okay. Who are you changing? Who are you changing it with?
I think.
As you're Googling.
No, I'm just looking at the actors real quick, and I actually enjoy most of the characters when I look back on this. And who plays, like, the Bilal guy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only thing I could think of is, like, I liked him, actually, that guy. He had, like a backwoods to him. Like, Louisiana backwoods guy.
What are you talking about?
The Bilal?
Bilal?
Or
I think, no, he was dry. He should have leaned more into it.
I like, sure. I think if you were going to change him, there's only one person I would change him with, and he's dead.
But Samuel L. Jackson's too old.
The guy died at a young age.
When did he die?
He died last year. 2 years ago.
Well, who?
His name is Bray Wyatt. He's a WWE wrestler. He played a backwoods cult leader.
So Samuel L. Jackson.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it in this movie.
I don't see a dead wrestler making that fit.
No, I mean, he plays just as Bilal, but he'll just be a little bit more backwoodsy cultish.
And and Jackson would be playing the witch hunter, just a little bit more interesting.
If you said Wesley Snipes,
oh no,
maybe.
No,
you said Wesley Snipes. Maybe.
If we're doing Wesley Snipes, the whole movie needs a rewrite.
This whole movie would need a rewrite for.
This whole movie needs a rewrite, anyways. But that's beside the point.
I just don't see Samuel L. Jackson in that role. I just can't see it. I don't see it making it better. I think
you're
it's
so busy being a contrarian.
It's gonna be like
RJ's the guy, and you're like, wow, today's such a nice day, and he's like, it's okay.
Have you seen Snakes on the Plane?
Yes, everyone has seen Snakes on the Plane.
It's just you just changed this to Snakes on the Witch Hunter.
A better movie. Witches on a Plane.
See, now we're getting closer.
Now we're getting closer with Samuel L. Jackson.
Nah.
Just admit it.
No. I just don't see him anywhere here.
This is a guy that you'd be like, wow, this ice cream's pretty good. And he's like, nah, I like eating gravel.
I disagree with this. I disagree with that statement too, but that's okay. I don't think I can change anybody, really.
Come on. Anyone.
Give me, so that Max guy, you know, the guy that the shop owner.
Yeah.
Who's blind.
Yeah.
Put in, like, Chris Tucker.
I'm game for that.
Or Chris Rock. No, Chris Tucker. Give me Chris Tucker.
Okay.
I want Chris Tucker. Putting Chris Tucker there, and I think that gives me a little bit more of a comedic character.
Okay.
In there.
Was it throwing some Chris Tucker, some Samuel L. Jackson?
No Samuel Jackson in this.
No, he's...
No, the only thing that would make it is just his clout, his name alone.
Over Vin Diesel. What does Vin Diesel bring in other than his name?
I don't know. You're a Vin Diesel hater.
Yes.
You're anti-Vin Diesel.
I am. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He's really not.
Which, okay. Actually, yeah, no, I stand corrected. That is true. If the rumors are true.
He's a prima donna.
That is true. So he's not even a decent dude.
I just
all he is he's a butthole and he's got a name to him.
There's probably somebody that could play it better.
Like Samuel L. Jackson.
I'd rather see John Travolta.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Crazy John Travolta is excellent.
Crazy John Travolta is not good.
I love Crazy John Travolta.
You seen him in that Stalker movie?
I saw him in Swordfish.
No. Watch him in that recent Stalker movie. I'm trying to remember what it is. He plays like a John.
If he played the character that he did in Be Cool, better movie.
Hold up. The Fanatic.
I haven't seen that.
Garbage.
Actually, you know what this movie needs somewhere? I'm not gonna lie. If this actor was in it, in somewhere, I don't know where. You can put him anywhere. Vince Vaughn.
We make it a buddy cop.
Putting Vince Vaughn somewhere.
Vince Vaughn. Samuel Jackson.
No!
The Last Witch Hunters.
You give me that, or you put it in the shop owner again? Snoop.
2 on the nose.
It'd been fantastic, though.
2, no.
It'd been fantastic.
2 on the nose.
Give me Snoop.
2 on the nose.
Snoop's fun.
And now we're just going into like, oh, it's what celebrities can we get cameos in for?
That's what it kind of is in this movie. I feel like, I mean,
what celebrities are cameos?
Because who you gonna take out? You can't take out Michael Caine.
No.
Michael Caine's good. Elijah Wood was kind of good.
Okay.
He was entertaining.
Okay. So outside of Vin Diesel, Elijah Wood,
Rose Leslie, I think
Michael Caine,
she delivered
Rose
pretty
Leslie,
well. Right?
Who else?
I mean, The Witch.
What's actor's name? Without looking.
I already looked at it.
Okay, other than The Witch, other than those 5 people I listed, who else is in this?
Well, that's it. I mean, that's we got to think though is that all the rest would just be cameo characters.
But that's not even.
Kurt Angle's in it.
He doesn't count. No, he doesn't have the status for.
I guess if you're gonna make somebody like in charge of the witch, you know, if you made some people in charge of the witch council, if the witch council is more in this movie, I think this movie could have been a lot better too.
I agree. They
like
they needed more presence.
There was only one scene where they're really in it.
Yeah, when they're putting the guy in prison and that little like
I guess
robot
somebody
thing.
could have been that guy too.
The robot?
No, the little dude that they
Paul Giamatti.
That actually might work. I was thinking of the guy from American Gods, but that works too. The leprechaun from American Gods.
Have not seen.
Oh, you'd probably really enjoy that show.
Well.
Oh, what's his face? Blackbeard.
Oh,
Ian McShane.
Ian McShane.
He could have been. He should be on the council.
Yeah, he should have.
But I mean,
Wesley Snipes should have been on the council.
Taco Waititi. Let's start going for what we do in the shadows, guys.
All right, let's just turn this into what we do in the shadows, but with witches.
That could actually be fun.
Do you remember that old? I think it was just called Witches. It was like an '80s movie where
the kids, where they turn into like rats or whatever.
No, then it wasn't the witches. What is it called? Jack Nicholson was like the devil, and he converted a bunch of women to be witches.
Oh wow, I've never heard of this movie.
And then at the end, he's like a 20-foot Jack Nicholson, just lurking about.
What?
Yeah,
I've never watched this movie. Okay, I am quite intrigued by this.
Witches of Eastwick.
Witches of Eastwick.
Yeah. Real movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's the devil, and at the very, very end, he's like 20 feet tall.
And the witches are trying to defeat him? Is that what it is? Or they they just like we're done with this Beelzebub?
Yeah.
On there. Wow, he looks really bad there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to see if there's like a picture of him like full size too.
That might be a future episode.
Because, yeah, he plays like a playboy, like a handsome playboy, and then he just evolves. This is how he starts the movie.
Interesting.
So. Oh, here it is. Here's a...
What is that? Okay.
That is a giant Jack Nicholson.
That is a future episode of the Backseat Critics.
Yeah.
Coming soon, possibly during the Halloween season. Check out Witches of Eastwick.
Eastwick?
Eastwick.
Yeah, 1987.
1987.
Yeah.
Backseat Critics episode. I don't even know how you ran into that, but okay.
This is what I'm telling you. I have not seen a lot of movies, but the movies I have seen are out there.
I'm intrigued. Tickle me intrigued.
I'll tickle you any day. Way to make it weird.
Weird.
So his life is tied to the witch's heart.
Yeah.
The witch's heart dies,
And he's still alive.
and he's in theory supposed to die.
Yeah.
And the witch's council, I guess, knows this. Can we talk about this for a second?
Mm-hmm.
They don't really establish much with the witch's council outside of it's some Avengers type initiative with one Avenger. And they're like
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
I guess. So they're like S.H.I.E.L.D. where they kind of do things dirty.
Yeah.
A little bit. Or they've made it to do dirty things. But at first, they weren't so dirty in the beginning. I mean, does Michael King know about the heart? Did he know about it?
It sounded like he was suspicious because it sounded like he was going to stab the heart to put Vin Diesel out of his way. I keep wanting to say Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Do you really want to kill this guy though, I guess? And also, why didn't they have a better place to walk it?
Other than some rocks under the ground.
Yeah.
Like it was like in the sewage system.
Like, why don't you have it like in a safe that's like vaulted, and you have to have this access code, and you have to have the special key. You know, there's 3 people in the world with a part of a key, and they all live in different parts of the world. And now you have to go to the. Now we're getting to a movie.
Yes.
And now you have to go to each place to kill the person to get the key, and they all live just. One person's in Africa, another
person's in Australia, another person's in Europe, Russia, North Pole,
Fiji,
doesn't matter, Canada,
somewhere, Alaska, and you have to go to these parts and you have to try to kill them to get the key.
Mm-hmm.
This part of the key, and then also there's like a code. There's like a special code you got to know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, I can make something really safe, but no, they don't.
No, they well, we would get a actually kind of interesting movie at that point, but
they know that there's witches going after these keys, or that Bilal, this witch Bilal is going after. Is it a witch or would it be a warlock for him?
For dudes, I think it's warlock.
So you have this warlock going after these keys.
Yeah.
So why don't you stop the warlock dude? That doesn't make any sense. Like, why don't you make that the movie? I mean, I don't know. I like Bilal. I like that character, actually.
I don't know. I'm down for the whole like MacGuffin thing of like let's just get a bunch of keys.
Like everybody has a key.
Yeah.
You have a key. I have a key. It don't matter. Our keys work. Both of them.
Yeah.
They don't have to be combined. They just. I don't know.
Just anything other than this.
I think. I start to lose interest in this movie after it gets to the bar. Like after the bar scene, like after the first part where Bilal actually pops up, because it's still a little mysterious, still some questions, but once Bilal pops up, like things clear up fast.
I think for me it goes in waves. I lost interest after he gave. Actually, shortly after. Remember when he gives Elijah Wood the $20 and he goes to the apartments?
Yeah.
And he chases down that dude?
Yeah.
Okay, once that's done, I lose interest for a while.
That apartment scene was kind of cool because it piques you for a second, actually. 'Cause
yeah.
He walks through and he goes, wait, there's 3 bugs here.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like some sort of like witch.
Yeah, everything just kind of devolves and there's like writing on the walls and stuff like
that. The windows blow out.
Yeah. That was cool. Never really done again in the movie.
No.
Never really touched on again. It's just...
Some of the magic in this was actually kind of cool. Like the effects for it.
The effects were kind of cool. A lot of one-offs.
But just the way some of the... Like the whole bar magic was kind of cool. That they had going around there. Some of the fights, some of the magic is in it was kind of cool.
Man, could you make out anything in those fight scenes? All the fight scenes were like 2 seconds. Tops.
The bar one.
No, it was still too close combat.
Yeah, but you could kind of see like when he made
you can kind of see.
Or when I saw. I mean, he made a force
when I'm watching a fight, let me see the fight. Let me see the choreography and the work that went into it. I don't need to see this quick chops of someone going.
I don't know. I made it out for that. It was more when they did the.
You made it out like you saw who won.
No,
we all saw who won, but like, what are they doing? What is the fight?
I think
itself?
the fights when he has the swords and those sorts of things are where it was bad. Like when it was down in the cave or down in the.
No, the fist fights were bad too.
I don't think they're that bad.
I guess I'm the one with the hot take here. They were utter garbage.
The couple outside of the whole cave or whole.
No,
I don't think they're that bad. They seem like normal bar fights, normal fights.
You gotta watch some better action movies, dude. Gotta watch some better action movies. Pay attention. The camera's so close up. All you see is some arm moving, and you see someone else jut their head back. It's like, okay, I get the idea someone punched, but what's going on? Like, what am I seeing?
Oh, I guess I disagree with you on this one.
Yeah,
I don't think I saw it that way.
Are you drunk?
No, I didn't see it that way. I just saw like a normal fight. Like I saw it from the sides, saw everything. So maybe
there was no like medium shot from there. It was all close up.
I guess I gotta rewatch it.
It was like first man.
Maybe I missed something. Maybe I gotta rewatch it.
You do on your own time.
I will, and you're gonna watch it with me. It's fantastic. We're gonna go second time.
Second time? Oh boy. Don't know if I can do that.
This is for backseat critics. The Last Witch Hunter, Part 2. Second dose.
So there seems
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, now we're talking. Seems like there was kind of different kind of powers for the witch people.
Yeah, everybody kind of had, or the one gal can walk into your dreams, or go into your brain.
The queen lady had a lot of plant-like kind of stuff going on.
I mean, it makes sense for witches. I mean, there's different type of witches out there, so it makes sense to have different types of witches in this too. Like, that's kind of cool that they did that, I guess.
It's interesting. Do you
think there's a type that is stronger than the other types? Like, knowing that this witch is like an alpha witch that they're trying to bring back, do you think that her plant powers, her bubonic claim...
No, I don't. As I clearly stated, I think she's just pulling everyone along. That's
why I said claim, bubonic claim. Do you think that
she's out there like Trump being like, yeah, I totally won 2020.
That's right. COVID was me. I made out with that animal.
That's right, guys. I totally did it. That is the worst accent I've ever done.
Yeah.
No, I'm not proud of that one.
I wouldn't be either. You might want to pocket that one.
I'm keeping that.
You might want to pocket that and let a hole happen in your pants. And let it just slip right on out.
No. So, do you think, to kind of bring this back, the movie was released in 2015.
Yeah.
What, if there's a different decade that this movie would have been released in, is there a better decade that you think that this movie would have been released in? I do too. Go for it.
90s. Give me the 90s.
Yeah.
It's a peak time.
Like 80s wouldn't quite been it.
You need the 90s.
You need the 90s. We're going wild. We need the bad CG, the bad acting.
Like, I just imagine the Dungeons and Dragons movie, the one that we reviewed.
Oh, the first one?
That mixed with like...
Oh, we never released that one. That's like a lost episode.
Oh, wow, we haven't. I thought we did.
I don't think we have.
Oh, snap. Wow. Lost episode alert. Uh-oh. Well, anyways, you give that... So the bad Dungeons and Dragons, even though it was pretty enjoyable for the first half of that movie.
The first half until Wayne's dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you put that type of atmosphere around this movie, I think you have more of a fun fantasy movie.
Yeah. That's what this movie needed so desperately, was fun.
I think I kind of, when I was watching it gave me the vibes of R.I.P.D. without them trying to do the comedy in it.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it. Because if I were given the two to watch, this or R.I.P.D., I'm watching R.I.P.D. It's not a better movie in my opinion. I'll take the little bit of humor.
Just get over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen R.I.P.D. enough. I've only saw it once, I think.
I've seen it twice. Does not age any better the second time through. Future episode.
Isn't that the one where they eat Chinese food? If they're dead or something like that?
Oh, yeah. It's like shrimp? Maybe it is Chinese food. I don't remember. Sorry, I'm looking through old episodes. And I do not see
Dungeons and Dragons. Wow. It's lost in the archives. One day. It'll be released, and then people will know what we were talking about how great this movie was.
Yeah. Do you have anything else that you kind of want to add on this? I know we've been kind of all over the place, haven't really been touching on the plot.
We have. Well, I mean, the plot, as we stated in the 1 minute summary.
It's so straightforward.
Which is coming back after 800 years, trying to kill Vin Diesel, I guess.
She's got a long grudge.
And it's just Vin Diesel slowly figuring out that the witch is coming back. And
my God, the amount of plot twists at the end, though. Elijah Wood being like, Michael Caine knew that you were connected with the heart and he was planning on stabbing the heart to end your misery. And then he's like, no, don't kill the witch. I'm actually bad. My parents were witches.
Yeah. That was kind of a bad plot twist, in my opinion. I could have done without that.
They were all of like 5, maybe 10 minutes from each other, which really...
We could have done without some of them.
We could have done without all of them.
You always got to have one twist. Look at M. Night Shyamalan. Every good movie has a twist.
Tell me good M. Night Shyamalan.
Lady in the Water? Suck.
We don't talk about that part of Paul Giamatti's career.
You know, I really like the Village for the first half.
I did too, until they're like, yeah, the autistic guy's the bad guy. And it's like, oh, that feels weird.
What the Knock on the Cabin? Meh.
Is it?
Meh.
Oh.
It's all right. You just like, meh. Could have been better.
All of his movies feel kind of meh or bad.
I'm trying to think what else I've seen of his.
Granted, I haven't seen Shattered Glass and I haven't seen Sixth Sense.
Glass was okay. Actually, that whole series is okay, I think. I wasn't the biggest fan of Unbreakable.
Okay.
But Glass was actually okay. And then Split was actually entertaining a little bit too.
Okay.
So it was all right. Those were all right. It's kind of interesting to see James McAvoy play a bunch of characters. So
I mean, he is one of those actors that can carry a range.
Yeah. No, it is kind of fun to watch a little bit. So I'll give those. Yep, I'll give him those movies.
Any final thoughts?
Obviously, I would probably not let my kid watch this necessarily, just because I'm pretty sure they'll get freaked out a little bit.
A little.
And so, I mean, if they're like 12, 13, sure, maybe a little sooner. Just know your kid, I guess. I mean, there's no necessarily a reason why to watch these things unless you're afraid or watch it with them unless you're afraid of like substance abuse of potions and stuff inside of this.
Right.
But I mean, I could see this like as a kid. I could see myself watching this as a 8-year-old, maybe even younger. It's just right up there at Ghostbusters. I feel like as far as like the horror and stuff in the movie with swords. I guess I like as a kid you threw a
Did
sword.
you just compare this to Ghostbusters?
I mean,
That's rough.
no, I'm not trying to compare.
That's rough.
I'm not trying to compare it to Ghostbusters. I'm trying to say that, like, as a kid, Ghostbusters spooked me a little bit, you know? So this one is just as spooky as Ghostbusters.
No way.
Yeah, that one spooked me. This one would spook me just the same as a kid. Dude, when you see Gozer
Gozer's not scary.
Gozer scared me for some reason.
No.
I don't know why. The dogs.
Gozer's just a fancy David Bowie.
I didn't know that as a kid. As a kid, I didn't know who David Bowie was.
Yeah, everyone knows who David Bowie is. You're born, you see David Bowie, and you're like, that's David Bowie.
I didn't know what Labyrinth was at the time, even as a kid.
You know he's more than just Labyrinth.
Oh, I know. But that's probably as a kid the most likely thing I probably would have watched. Unless he showed up on Sesame Street and the Muppet Show at some point, then I probably would have watched him there. But this movie, I would probably put 4 out of 10.
Okay. That's fair. I'm going to say 8, 9, 10, 11 is probably that kind of age to watch this. You get them anywhere past that, they're not going to like it. Get anything younger than that, it's going to be a little too scary. I'm going to give this a 1. The action scenes were incoherent. The plot was streamlined and also incoherent
Linear.
at times. It's very like you can have like a linear plot that's simple that still just kind of works and is a good story. This ain't that. Like, there's no interesting characters, there's no interesting like set pieces, there's nothing that really carries it. It's just kind of like meh.
I think the bar would be the most interesting set piece. Sorry, that's just probably my favorite part of the movie.
I'll agree, the bar's probably the most interesting. It's still just a bar.
With like weird potion bottles.
They did a thing. And the acting leaves a lot to be desired outside of like a couple of people. So I'm just gonna say 2. I did not enjoy.
Oh, you
this.
just went up.
Oh, sorry, no. 1. I'm saying 1. Thank you for the reminder.
I was like, oh, we've had a first. A Maxi Critic first. You went up.
No, initially I was gonna say 2.
You talked yourself up.
No.
You doubled the rating.
I doubled it from 1 to 2. And we're having it to 1. It was garbage. It's like 2 hours of just incoherent gobbledygook. It's not for me. It's not even fun bad. It's not even enjoyable. It's not even spooky. It's there's no spookies.
It's as spooky as Suicide Squad.
Never saw.
Huh? Really? Good.
Neither one.
There for me.
So, yeah, that's my takeaway. Anyone that you want to shout out?
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
I already did.
Bye.
We out.